question the other day. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, we're going to talk to safeties today. So how do you envision you guys using your safeties this year? Are you going to go with the single high, or are you going to go like the Jordan Fuller, the way that works, or a hybrid, or what's the plan right now?
Yeah, well, we're not changing. There's a lot of things that we've done in the past that we're very proud of, and then there's some things that we had to fix coming off of last year. So, philosophically, we're not going to change. We just had to clean some things up.
And Marcus Hooker's back. Can you talk about that this season and how he's looked so far?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously made a really bad mistake. I think when you recruit young men and their families, and you say that you're going to bring them in and take care of them, then when they go through tough times, you have to work through that. Now, he understands that he's in a no-tolerance policy moving forward, but he obviously went through everything he needed to go through to pay his penance in that area. He obviously understands what he's done, and we've given him this opportunity to prove to everybody that that he can move forward and change somebody else's life after what he went through. And I think that's a big part of coaching football is giving these guys an opportunity to learn and grow. But certainly he is in a no-tolerance policy moving forward.
Over here to the right, Dan.
Ryan, it seems like a lot of DBs were in and out of practice during camp. Do you feel like you have a good feel for what you have in that secondary right now, or are you still kind of working through that?
Both. I think that the way that some guys have practiced really gives us some confidence going into that first game that there's more depth than we've had in a long time here. Still trying to figure out exactly who is game ready, but we have a good group of guys, and I think we're much further along than we've been in the last couple of years in terms of our depth back there.
When you say that with depth, do you envision playing a lot of guys back there?
I do. I think a lot of guys deserve to get on the field.
Over here to the left, Austin.
What would you like to see at linebacker this week? I kind of touched on that coming out of the scrimmage. Maybe that position is unsettled. What are you looking for the next couple of days there?
Well, some of the guys just need to kind of heal up, which they're going to do, and then other guys, just continue to get more reps and more experience. So it's a combination of two. The more experience some of those guys get, the better. And then if we heal up and they're all in there working together and they're getting full-time reps with the guys next to them and the communication, that's another thing that I don't think I quite realized going into the season is just the continuity of the linebackers being on the field together and the communication there. It's kind of almost like being in the offensive line. And so, there's been some guys kind of in and out, no big things, just nagging injuries like preseason camp. And so now that we're getting everybody healthy again, getting that chemistry going.
It was just one day that we got to see there last week. Ryan Bash was playing there when we were there. Where did that come from? What did he be in that mix?
I mean, he's played for us, and he can provide depth and play on special teams. And if he can do both of those things, then he'll be on the travel team.
Right next door, Nathan.
Last year at this time, obviously people thought that Josh Proctor was a good football player, but weren't ready to make him starting from safety. What has sort of changed in the past year? Is there more confidence in him that he can handle that?
I think his approach has been excellent because first off, he's changed his body. He's almost 200 pounds now, and he wasn't that way last year. I think he was around 185, and he's a different player with 15 extra pounds. So that was the first sign that he was maturing and taking this very seriously. But the second thing has been his consistency and his playmaking ability. That position is very important. You have to get guys on the ground when it squirts out. You have to make plays in the post, and he's shown that you can do that consistently.
Right next door, Bill.
Ryan, about a week ago to the first game, do you feel your best five at offensive line is settled there with Dewan and right back out there Nick and left tackle?
I mean, we're pretty close. Yeah, we're pretty close. I think. Matt Jones has actually, really practiced really well as well. So he's in the mix right now, but it's starting to settle itself out. Yeah.
Over here to the right, Clay.
Did you see the new Big Ten statement on forfeitures? If you can't play because of COVID, you lose, basically.
I mean, I didn't see that, but I didn't see it. No, but I get it.
You get it. And what if you're fully vaccinated and you can't? I don't know. That seems.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of all that, to be honest with you. Hope it doesn't happen.
Back row, Jack.
Hey Ryan, I just want to ask about the trip to the Hall of Fame last week. How did that idea come about, and how important was it to get the guys kind of a change of pace while they're going through the slugging?
I thought it was a great change of scenery for our guys. Well, once we made the 2-hour bus trip up there, we practiced and then had lunch there, and then went on a tour of Canton, and David Baker and all the people there were unbelievable, George Veras, and they just took great care of us. Had a little presentation for us for about 15 minutes about the game, what it meant. It's really good for our guys just to get a feel for, excellence when you're there because of the great players who played at the Hall of Fame, or in the Hall of Fame, but also just what the game means, the beginning of it, what this game has done for so many people. I went with my son in the spring and met everybody up there, and I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for our guys to get up there and see it and be around it. It's kind of one of those things you don't forget once you've been there before, and so I thank the people up there for taking great care of us.
Got time for a couple more over here to the right, Pat. I'm sorry, Brendan. I look like Pat Murphy there with your.
It's a compliment. Coach, can you give us an update, just special teams, generally where things are at, kicking game, punting game, how you feel going in here, week and a half to go?
Yeah, Jesse Mirko has done a really good job, coming in here and adapting himself to our culture and the American culture. He's got a strong leg and very mature approach, so we feel really good about him. Jake and Noah are both still battling it out. They've both been fairly consistent. Still like to see them a little bit more consistent. And so we'll kind of see as we'll kick field goals tomorrow, see how that goes. Long snapping, Brad's still right there. And then, obviously just filling guys in the 4 areas, special teams, punt block, kickoff return, finding the right guys in the right spots there.
Has anybody as a returner stood out to you in particular?
I mean, Garrett and Jackson are still, good back there. They catch the ball well. The idea is when you're punt returning, you want to, get the first 10 yards, and then the rest of it is kind of up to you. That's what I say. The first 10 yards are the teams, and then after that, it's kind of on you. So, those guys are a year into it now, and I think we have a good group of guys on that unit. So hopefully that could be an advantage for us this year.
Right behind him, Tony.
Ryan, I want to ask about COVID protocols. How often are you guys being tested, and will that continue into the season? What's going on there?
Yep, the guys who are unvaccinated are required to test twice a week through the university. For the guys who are vaccinated, they do not need to test during the week.
Front row there, Tim.
Yeah. Can you delineate how many are not vaccinated on this team at this point? Is there a number?
Yeah, it kind of some guys jump on, daily, but I think we're right around 10 or maybe just under 10 now. Yeah. The guys that are unvaccinated.
And can you do me a favor? Can you give me at least one linebacker is going to play, is going to be on the field, starting lineup wise when you guys play at Minnesota?
Taraja Mitchell is a captain for us. I mean, he'll be on the field in some way, shape, or form. But the majority of those guys are going to play. Yeah. So it'll be. It'd be something that we're going to continue to kind of work through the depth of it all, but he's one guy you'll see for sure.
Does that include Neo Teote?
We'll see. We're still waiting to see from the NCAA, which we have classes starting tomorrow. So we're kind of holding off on that because we don't want to put him in a bad spot, but I'm just waiting to hear. Hopefully, we're obviously optimistic, but as we're getting ready for Minnesota, classes are starting tomorrow, we're hoping to hear something. He's been through a lot, and we're hoping he gets that waiver.
And final questions, second row there left, Joey.
Ryan, with 10 days into the opener, how much of practice now is geared toward getting ready for Minnesota game planning versus still kind of sorting out stuff from camp?
Yeah, both. I mean, it's kind of 50-50. Half the time is spent on Minnesota, the other time is good on good, still developing each of the positions and sorting through the depth chart.
How comfortable would you feel if the game was tomorrow, or where do you just big picture-wise feel?
You know where I am. I mean, I always want more time to get ready, so I would be nervous, but I think we have a chance to have a good team. I do. I think that we have some veteran guys. I'm pleased with where we're at in a lot of areas, and now it's just a matter of how well can we prepare for the first game and sort things out. But if you said we had to play a game, I already got a little nervous right there because there's so much that has to get organized in terms of game planning and preparing the team to execute the game plan, and we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there.
Great, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, buddy.
Where's Pat? I'll go over there. Can you upload the video?